Hi Sagittarius, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your June 2020 mid-month tarot check. This is for all Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and I hope you're all staying well. And I thank you so much for watching the readings and commenting, subscribing, liking, and sharing. I really appreciate that, and doing this many readings has really developed my own gifts more than I realized it would. So thanks for sharing your energy with me and letting me do this. And if you're new here, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. If you press the bell, you'll be notified when new videos are posted, but it's generally every week. So if you don't want notifications, just check back and they're up. I do weeklies, I do monthly, mid-month, and then a love reading every month. So let's get some guidance here for Sagittarius. Guidance, please. Guidance for Sagittarius. All right, here we go. This is Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, your current situation, you've got the Five of Wands. The immediate influence is the Queen of Cups. Your destiny here is the Ace of Wands. In your distant past, you have the Queen of Wands. In more recent past, you have the World. Coming towards you, you have the Four of Wands. You've got the Four of Cups representing you here. The Knight of Cups as the person around you. The Seven of Cups as your hopes and fears. The Sun is the outcome here. Lovely. And the bottom of the deck, I really like this as clarifiers. You've got the Nine of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. What a beautiful reading. It is really beautiful. So you have, you certainly have fire here. So you have Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo. You have, you do have water, so Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. And you do have a little bit of earth here with that Nine of Pentacles as a clarifier. And then also too with the Wheel of Fortune. That is known as the fixed sign. So it's Aquarius, Leo, Taurus, and Scorpio. But what I feel like is you've ended some kind of a cycle and things are going to get serious here and really for the better. You know, with the Nine of Pentacles, she's very aware, before we get into the reading, she's very aware of all the beauty around her, okay? So it's not only a beautiful card, but it's also about self-awareness and self-development. So somewhere along the way, some good things have happened that have led to what I feel like is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. So right now you've got this Five of Wands, and this is a change card. Fives are change in the tarot, and it's with the Queen of Cups influencing it. It's definitely about leaving behind drama, leaving behind conflict, taking a much more nurturing, empathic approach to things, a compassionate approach to things. So if you've had a relationship that was in the past, either you've had a lot of it's like high standards is not quite the right word for it. It's like very strict rules. It's like very strict constructs is a better way to say that. For some of you, I think that you have learned from that, or the person you're dealing with has learned from that and learned to really accept people as a whole person, really kind of accept that we all have foibles. We all have things that we do that other people don't like necessarily, but when we focus on those things, we just get more and more of it. So it definitely feels like you're coming away from conflict. You're coming into a much more nurturing time, just a much warmer time in general. So if you've certainly had some conflicts around you, that cycle is ending. So your destiny here is the Ace of Wands. What a great card for you to have is in your destiny position. So with the Ace, it's all about the root. You know, it's really about the root cause, the root element of a situation, and it's in the destiny position, which is your life path. It's affected by your own free will, though, so be aware of that, because you can certainly affect readings by influencing it with your free will, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's the purpose of tarot, to give you guidance. So you really have a life path that's full of passion. It is full of purpose, life purpose. If you have a life here, you have a purpose here. And it's all about finding that life purpose. It really is about taking action, though, and using your creativity. And there's just something very positive. It's like you're with the Ace of Wands. This is like waving a wand and making magic happen. And that is your path, making magic happen, bringing creativity and new ideas to situations, but also real passion. It's like putting your whole heart into whatever you do, and having people around you who do the same. In the distant past here, you've got the Queen of Wands, and this was definitely, I do feel like there's a part of this reading that has a lot to do with self-discovery, finding out who you are, being a seeker on a journey, but also taking action, sort of a trial and error process of what works, what doesn't work, what am I comfortable with, what are my beliefs, and really getting to know yourself. When you know yourself, you know the universe. And it's created a dynamic and energy field around you where you can easily call things through to you, really easily manifest your desires by knowing what they are, being clear about them, and not only thinking thoughts that attract, but feeling those feelings, really getting that there's a collective consciousness within you, that it's both your thoughts and feelings. So with this, you've definitely been in your personal power, and you've attracted somebody here. So if you are, if you're single, there's somebody coming in. Now, for some of you, the Ace of Wands can also be about reconciliation. If it's generally a yes card, so if you're asking about past stuff, the answer to that is yes. When you see the Ace of Wands, like I said, it's a yes card. So in the more recent past, you have concluded a cycle here with the World. But again, this is all about the soul's ascension. So the World is what the Fool ascends to in this particular tarot deck, okay? And it's freedom, it is victory, it's success. She's the dancer of the tarot. So she dances in celebration, but she also dances in freedom. So if you were mired down by old beliefs, like you grew up in a very limiting system where you were criticized heavily, you just never felt like you got things right, you're being liberated from that. Or even if you didn't grow up that way, but you've been in relationships that were like that, I get a real sense of liberation. You're being freed from that and not attracting it again. Like you've learned some kind of a lesson along the way about self-respect and not tolerating intolerable things. Okay, so I mentioned earlier somebody had some constructs in relationships. That certainly may have been other people around you too that had these sort of boxes that everyone has to fit into. Very rigid mindset. And I definitely feel like you have an open mindset. Your heart is open to anything. It's just very beautiful. You have coming towards you the Four of Wands here. And this is, a time, again, of celebration. They're rejoicing here. It's also referred to as the 1111 card. So know that the universe is aligning things for you. Okay, they're here for you. You just have to be clear on your intentions. And this is also a marriage card. So it's about long-term commitment. Like I said, you've got somebody coming in who wants to make a commitment, and they're very pure. They've got a very pure energy. It's a very kind, genuinely kind person coming towards you, and they would be very happy being happily ever after with you. Okay, that is their energy, but that's also their life map. I feel for them, if I could do a reading for that person, I feel like in their life map it would be commitment. It would be a 10 of Cups kind of a reading, or a King of Cups, or something where they're very committed to family, home, stability, commitment. So now you have, representing you here, the querent here. I've heard recently using the word querent as very indicative of old school, and that would make sense. I mean, I learned this a long, long time ago. So it kind of made me chuckle, but you're the querent in this. And the Four of Cups can also represent boredom in your life, a bit of a lull in life. It doesn't, in terms of the overall picture here, I feel like it could possibly be related to that Five of Wands, where you are just turning away from conflict, turning away from past strife, being willing to let go of things so that you can ascend and move to a higher spiritual level. You know, we're human beings, right? We're the human part of us is the ego, and the being part of us is that spirituality. So becoming more wave or being than the human particle part of us. So for some of you, you're turning away from something, but again, it could be more that dramatic stuff. But this does come with it a bit of a feeling of ho-hum, like you're ready to move into the next phase of things. So for some of you, if you haven't either reconnected or connected with somebody, you're ready to. You are definitely like, okay, kind of like drumming your fingers, like, okay, let's get this going here. Now, the other person's represented as the Knight of Cups. You know, it's kind of like this knight in shining armor who comes in and really breaks down old images of what relationships are, especially if you were one who grew up and witnessed a lot of bad relationships where people were, you know, if you had a parent who had a series of relationships where it just seemed like every couple of years they had a new significant other, this person breaks that down. They break that down and show that they are capable of commitment, and not even capable is a bit of a weak word for it. They are really, that's who they are. You know, they are integrous, they are loyal, they are strong, and they are just a very dreamy kind of energy, okay? So this person may be visualizing a commitment with you. Some of you may be getting onto Pinterest and looking at wedding stuff and planning, and, you know, planning for trips in the future, and looking at houses on Zillow. And it's that kind of energy where they're creating a dream, okay? They're creating a dream. And your hopes and fears here, you got the Seven of Cups. This is also a very daydreamy energy. It can be about disillusionment, but I do feel like connected to the other cards, it really has more to do with visualization, dreaming, daydreaming. And the key to this is then taking action and making it come to fruition, so that it's actually, the potential becomes a reality. So we're not just caught in that missed potential. You don't have like the High Priestess or something where it's missed potential. So I don't think that's a huge concern. But what a beautiful ending with the Sun, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Nine of Pentacles. My gosh. Isn't that pretty? There's a really beautiful balance here. You know, there's unconditional love. There is unconditional love. There's victory. There's success. And like I said, there's a freedom here. And so if you have also been in relationships where it felt very stifling and controlled, I just keep getting that for somebody, where there was a lack of autonomy, but it was like crippling. This is so much different. This really is a beautiful energy. The Wheel of Fortune is always spinning in your favor. So it's a 10. It is, much like the world, a conclusion of a cycle with a new one beginning. And the new cycle is all about self-awareness, but it's such appreciation. It is really opulence, appreciation. It is attracting wealth, attracting abundance, and with an unconditional regard. And that's the thing about that. When you are able to do, you know, manifest in that way and get into that vibration where you want something, but you can let go of the outcome so that you don't kind of pinch off the energy to it, that's when things really speed up. And you've got that. So you have a beautiful energy coming towards you. It feels like it extends all the way through the summer months here. You know, this is not just for today. There's an energy field building around you that is going to just feel warm, and it's just beautiful. So here is an oracle card for attracting more love into your life. Be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. So that's guidance, and it definitely feels that way. It feels very reciprocal. This will close off with Abraham Hicks. Ask and it is given. Behind my every desire is my desire to feel good. There's no desire that anyone holds for any other reason than that they believe they will feel better in the achievement of it, whether it is a material object, a physical state of being, a relationship, a condition, or a circumstance. At the heart of every desire is the desire to feel good. Isn't that true? And while I was reading this, I got this in my mind, and it just said, let yourself off the hook. So I don't know if you have something in the past that you've kind of been hard on yourself with, but give yourself a break, because there's something for somebody in that. I just have to tell you that. So I loved this reading, and I love you so much, Sagittarius, and I wish you so much happiness, and I'll be back again soon.